World War II, one of those fascinating subjects that everybody loves to dig into on some level. Either it's the battles, Pearl Harbor, the battle in the Soviet Union, the island hopping campaign, the invasion of Normandy. Everybody has their thing about World War II, the aftermath of World War II. Did we do it right? Did we do it poorly? And leading up to World War II is one of those fascinating things people dig into. Why didn't people like Neville Chamberlain, Britain's leader, do more? Why did you not see it? Hitler's building an army. He's invading places. He's taking things over. How could you not jump in and stop it? How could you not see it? And I'll tell you why he didn't see it. Because he didn't want to see it. Because it's human nature, not just of Neville Chamberlain, it is human nature to deny reality, especially when that reality is an uncomfortable reality. It's uncomfortable to finally acknowledge we need to go to war. A lot of people have to die. We have to spend a lot of money. That's not a reality you want to acknowledge. Nobody wants to do that. Would you enjoy that? No, you wouldn't. Instead, it's easier to convince yourself, well, it's just this country. Oh, it's just these guys. Oh, it's just those guys. Oh, I'm sure he's not that bad. It's just Hitler. I'm sure he'll stop there, right? I mean, surely he's not one of history's monsters, which of course he turned out to be. It's easy to convince yourself of that. It's human nature. And the reason I bring this up is not because I'm making some comparison of anybody in America to Adolf Hitler. I find those comparisons to be juvenile and ridiculous. What I am saying is people on the right, every single entity on the right, be it a politician, a pundit, corporations, whatever their walk of life may be, people have a tendency to not acknowledge the true nature of the left and what the left wants. What does the left want? Everything. They want it all, baby. You can convince yourself, and it's so easy to do this, that, man, if I'm just kind of nice to them, they'll be nice to me. Well, if we just give in a little bit, I'm sure they'll be fine. Surely that'll be enough for them. I mean, they want to work together, right? If we just accept a little bit more of this, that'll be the last thing they want. That's never been what they want, which is why it's never worked. You give a mouse a cookie, the mouse is going to ask for a glass of milk next. Never, ever, 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 ever give an inch to the left. It only encourages them to want more. And let me explain something to you, as I have several times, as I will several times again. There is nothing in your life, nothing that you have, the left does not want to infest and infect and take away from you. That's not, being radical. That's the history of it. So we saw what happened with Chick-fil-A yesterday. I'm not going to go ape about that again. Of course, they had to drop the Salvation Army of all places, that just feed and clothe homeless people. So they did announce they weren't going to give any more money to charity. They weren't going to give any more money to the Salvation Army's charity because of their, quote, anti-LGBT stance, which just means Salvation Army is a Christian-based organization. They did nothing that's anti-LGBT. Salvation Army came out with a statement today saying this: we serve more than 23 million individuals a year, including those in the LGBTQ plus community, of course, plus now. In fact, we believe we're the largest provider of poverty relief to the LGBTQ plus population, end quote. So Salvation Army essentially put out a quote. There was more to it, saying, we love all, we serve all. That was the basis of it. Of course, that sounds horrible, right? But look, it's no big deal. That's no big loss for Chick-fil-A. The point of all this is Chick-fil-A chose a side. They chose to drop Salvation Army, and they chose to pick up the LGBT community. And surely the LGBT community was going to be grateful for Chick-fil-A's concession. They were going to come alongside them and put their arms around them and pat them on the back and say, welcome, partner. You're our friend now. Welcome. We're going to have a great business partnership from here on out. But that didn't happen, did it? Here was Glad's statement on Chick-fil-A. Quote, in addition to refraining from not financially supporting anti-LGBTQ organizations, Chick-fil-A still lacks policies to ensure safe workplaces for LGBTQ employees and should unequivocally speak out against the anti-LGBTQ reputation that their brand represents. Aw. You mean they didn't care at all about Chick-fil-A's concession? You mean the LGBTQ, whatever it may be, community just looked at that concession as blood in the water like they're a bunch of hungry sharks? Well, yeah. And guess how much sympathy I have for Chick-fil-A? None. Zero. And you know why I don't have any sympathy? It's not because I wish ill on them. It's because they have a history of examples of the leftists doing exactly what they just did for Chick-fil-A. The left will pick at you and pick at you and pick at you and pick at you. And finally, if you weaken, if you show even an ounce of weakness and you're like, all right, let's just give in a little, that only makes them ravenous for more. You tell the leftists every time they want something that's yours, even a little bit of something that's yours, go screw yourself. That's your message to the leftists now. That's your message to the leftists next week. That's the message to the leftists 100 years from now. In fact, it's not even just go screw yourself. It's go screw yourself. You're not taking anything of what's mine. In fact, watch out because I'm coming to take what's yours. It's time to start playing offense against these disgusting people. I've had enough of the LGBT bully mob. I've had enough of every leftist bully mob out there. It's time to start playing offense against these people. Drag them into court. Start taking things back. Stop bowing before the rage mob. It does nothing to sate that beast. It only encourages them. Crap. I wasn't going to get my blood pressure up tonight, but I guess I did.